So a very warm morning to all of you guys. So let's start our today's class. Before I start our today's class, so let me ask you, how are you all guys doing? Okay, right. So you all are doing fine. Very good. That's very nice to hear. Now let's start our today's class. So students, what you can see in this picture, there is one video link also for here. You can see this is the video link for here, and you can just watch this video link. Okay. So what you can see in this picture, students? Tell me. Okay, right. So this person is husking the coconut, isn't it? This person is husking the coconut. You might have seen it also in your home. You have done, your father or your elder brother or sisters might have done this, that they have husked the coconut or removed the outer covering of the coconut. Very good. So have you ever wondered what are these things, this husk made up of, students? Yes. Okay. So first of all, it is made up of cells, right? Very good. It is made up of cells. Okay, right. But it is made up of a special type of cell, and we are going to learn about it, right? And just to quickly recapitulate our previous class, we have studied about two types of simple permanent tissues, isn't it? We have studied about parenchyma, we have studied about collenchyma. So we will be studying about uh, sclerenchyma today. Okay, we are going to study about some more types of permanent tissue, namely sclerenchyma, right? Okay, very good. So students, here is the picture of sclerenchyma. Just look at this picture and what you can see from this picture. Tell me. Yes. Okay. First of all, the cells are lignified walls, thick lignified walls. It has narrow and lignified thick cells. Also. Very good. So let's understand what are the characteristics of the sclerenchyma cells. Like we are discussing about the husk of the coconut, isn't it? We were seeing when we saw the husk of the coconut, what we saw in the husk of the coconut, that it was a very tough thing, isn't it? The husk of the coconut is a very tough thing. It is very hard. It is very stiff, isn't it? It is not easy to remove the husk of the coconut. You have to apply lots of force. You have to apply lots of pressure to just rip it apart, isn't it? Right. So it is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff, right? Sclerenchyma is the tissue, plant tissue that makes the plant hard and stiff. We have seen this type of things where we have seen these tissues in the husk of the coconut, okay? And it is made of sclerenchyma tissues, right? So now just think about the parenchyma tissues. We have saw that in parenchyma and parenchyma, those were the living cells. But the sclerenchyma, these tissues are dead, right? This does not have any type of cytoplasm, right? These are only lignin deposit. These have only lignified walls, right? And they are long, narrow, and walls are thick, right? You can see these walls, these cell walls. These are very thick. And why it is thick? It is thick because these are thickened with the deposition of a chemical, and that chemical is lignin. Okay, students, that chemical name is lignin. Very good, right? So, what we have learned about sclerenchyma? First of all, it is the tissue that makes the plant hard and stiff, right? We can find this type of tissues in the husk of the coconut. It is made of, right? And when we look at the characteristics of the tissues, it is a dead tissue. It is not a living tissue. So we will not be finding any sort of cytoplasm here, right? And these are long and narrow. These cells are long and narrow, and these are thickened due to the deposition of a chemical. And that chemical name is what? That chemical name is lignin. Okay, students, right? Very good. Let's proceed forward. So you can see here these walls are so thickened sometimes. Here, see here, these cell walls become so thick that there is no intercellular space between them, right? Don't consider this as intercellular space because this is completely one cell. I'll just mark it here for you. So you see here, this is one cell, okay, right? This boundary is the one cell, but you can see here, as soon as the boundary of one cell ends, the another cell starts, right? Why? Because there is a so much deposition of lignin going on that it has like virtually made it impervious, right? It has made it with no intercellular space, right? And where it is found, these tissues are found in the stems, right? These tissues are found in the stems, around vascular bundles, in the veins of the leaf, right? in the covering of the seeds and nuts. So we saw the coconut. Coconut was actually a seed, isn't it? So sclerenchyma is found in the covering of seeds and the nuts. And what it does, what is the main function of the sclerenchyma? The main function of the sclerenchyma is that it provides strength, right? It has so much thick lignified cell walls that it can provide lots and lots of strength, right? Okay. Now you have understood about the sclerenchyma, students? Yes? Okay, right. So there is one question for you. The first question reads, sclerenchyma provides strength to the plant parts. Is this statement true or false? Tell me, students. Sclerenchyma provides strength to the plant parts. I am giving you 30 seconds to think about it. Yes, so this statement is completely true. We have saw that the sclerenchyma, what it does, sclerenchyma is having a very thick cell wall made up of lignin. It has the deposits of lignin. So what it does, it provides strength to the parts of the plant, right? Okay. So the cells of the sclerenchyma are what? What are the characteristics of the cells of the sclerenchyma? Okay, just take 15 seconds and think about this question. Okay, right. So the cells of the sclerenchyma are dead, right? It is dead, right? And it is dead also. Then it is what? It is lignified also, right? Okay. Yes, students. So now you observe in this picture that I have brought for you. Just observe this picture and share what you have observed in this picture. I'll give you 15 seconds just to observe this picture. Okay, students? Yes. Okay. You are observing this picture? Okay. Right. So what you are observing, students? You are observing that what you are observing? Tell me. Yes. Right. So students, you have observed that the epidermis is just one layer thick, isn't it? The epidermis is one layer thick. Right. Okay, and after that what you have saw, there is stomata present. Okay, very good. After that what we have saw, that there is a palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, upper epidermis, lower epidermis, vascular tissues. So all these things are there, isn't it? Yes. Okay, right. Let's proceed forward. All right, students. So we saw that epidermis is usually made up of the single layer of the cells, right? Okay. So epidermis is made up of a single layer of cells, and in some plants that are living in a dry habitat, right? Like in cactus, or we can say those plants like which grow in deserts. So in those plants, the epidermis may be more than one layer thick also, right? Because why? Because it is more than one layer thick, so that it can protect against the loss of water. Okay, it can protect against the loss of water. Okay, so the entire surface of the plant has an outer covering, right? So this entire surface, outer surface of the plant, it has an outer covering, and that is called as epidermis, right? So let's see some more functions of the epidermis. So epidermal cells on the aerial parts of the plant, right? Like in the leaves, like in the stem. So these often secrete a waxy water resistance layer. Okay. So these secrete what? These secrete a waxy and a water resistance layer on the top of their outer surface, right? So here is the one layer, right? You can see here it is named as cuticle, right? So this aids in the protection against the loss of water, mechanical injury, and the invasion by the parasites, right? So this cuticle is necessary for the protection against mechanical injury, loss of water, and also it protects against the parasitic fungi. Okay, students, very good. Let's proceed forward. So this is the question for you. Which of the following is not the function of epidermis? Okay, students, which of the following is not the function of epidermis? Okay, first option is protection against loss of water, protection against mechanical injury, protection against invasion by the parasitic fungi, or it is for none. That means that all the three above options are correct. These are the functions of epidermis. So I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it. Okay, so the answer will be none. It means that all of the above, that is protection against loss of water, protection against mechanical injury, and protection against the invasion by the parasitic fungi, this is the function of epidermis. Okay, students, understood this point? Right. Let's proceed forward. So student, there is one simulator that is shown here. You can just copy this simulator and open it in your laptop in another tab, and you can perform this experiment also. So I have just posted a picture of this here. So this is the epidermis under a magnifying lens, or we can say microscope. Okay. So it is the low powered microscope, and this is the epidermis. You can see these are the epidermal cells, and here in this epidermal cells you will be finding these black spots. So can you find this, can you see these black spots, students, everyone? I'm just marking it for you here also. I'm marking these spots here also. So can you see these spots now clearly? Okay, right. So students, what are these spots? Do you know what are these spots? Yes, yes, students. Okay, right. So these spots are the stomata, right? These spots are stomata. These are present on the upper surface also and on the lower surface also, but it is mostly present on the lower surface. So this is the structure of stomata. You just see here from this picture. This is the structure of the stomata, right? Okay. Right. So the cells of the stomata, these are bean shaped, right? This is the closed stomata. There is no pore here, and this is the open stomata. You can see one stomatal pore here. Okay, students. So let's study about stomata. So the stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells. These are called as what? These are called as the guard cells, right? These cells that are present here, these cells are called as the guard cells. Okay, students, what are these called? These are called as the guard cells. And what is the function of stomata? The function of stomata is that it helps in exchange of gases. Okay, these are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere. When this pore will open, then what will happen? The gases from the atmosphere will go inside the plant, and the gases from inside the plant will come into the atmosphere, right? So this is necessary for the exchanging of the gases with the atmosphere. Okay, right. So it also does what? It is also required for transpiration. So what is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapor. Okay, students. So what plants do, whenever you might have like felt about it, that whenever it is very hot outside and you are under a tree, you will feel cold, isn't it? You will feel a little bit of coolness there. Why it is there? Because the plant is continually evaporating what? The plant is continually evaporating water vapor, and when the plant is continually like moving the water vapor, then it is creating a sense of coolness, and the loss of water from the plant in the form of water vapor, that is known as transpiration. And from where does this transpiration takes place, student? Yes. Okay, right. So this loss of water through transpiration, it takes place through stomata, right? Okay. So these are some questions for you. I'll be reading the question first, then I will be giving you 30 seconds to answer it, right? So first of all, the cells guarding the stomata are called as dash cells. The cells guarding the stomata are called as dash cells. Try to answer this, students. Yes, right. So these are called as what? These are called as guard cells, right? Right. So I will be reading the second question for you. Just answer this question. The loss of dash takes place through stomata in the process of transpiration. Loss of dash takes place through stomata in the process of transpiration. Loss of what takes place, students? Okay, I'll just be giving you 10 seconds to think about it. Okay, right. Okay, now answer. The loss of dash takes place through stomata in the process of transpiration, and the correct answer will be water. Right? The loss of water takes place through stomata in the process of transpiration. Very good. Let's proceed forward. So, what we have done in our today's class? In our today's class, we have seen about sclerenchyma, isn't it? We have seen about sclerenchyma. We have also saw what is epidermis, what is the stomata, what is the function of epidermis, what is the function of stomata. So now let's quickly answer some of the questions, right? So first of all, describe the characteristics of sclerenchyma. Okay, just quickly recall what are the characteristics of the sclerenchyma. Okay. Right. And give me 15 seconds just to recall, then we will answer it together. Okay? Right. Okay. So the sclerenchyma cells are basically dead cells, isn't it? They have the deposition of lignin, right? They have deposition of lignin. They have very less intercellular spaces. The cells are elongated. These cells are found where? These cells are found in the covering of the seeds. These are found in the places that provides the hardness to the plant, isn't it? So these are some characteristics of the sclerenchyma, right? So now, what is the function of epidermis, students? Yes. What is the function of epidermis? Okay. So the first function of epidermis is that it is the covering. It provides the covering, right? Another function of epidermis is that it protects against the fungal invasion. It protects against the loss of water, isn't it? Right. And what is the function of stomata, students? Just think about it. I'm giving you 5 seconds to quickly recall what you have studied about the function of the stomata. Okay, right. So the function of the stomata is that it allows for the gaseous exchange, isn't it? The stomata allows gaseous exchange, right? And other thing is that stomata also allows for what? The stomata allows for, yes, transpiration. And what is transpiration? Transpiration is the Transpiration is the loss of water in the forms of water vapor from the aerial parts of the plant. Okay, students, very good. So now, what is the function of the guard cells, students? What is the function of guard cells? Yes, who will tell me? Right. So guard cells are the basically the cells that makes up the stomata, isn't it? The guard cells make up the stomata, and these are bean-shaped cells, or we can say kidney-shaped cells, and these open or close, providing the stomata we can say that it is the stomatized opening or closing, right? Okay. So describe the process by which the exchange of gases takes place in the plants. I'm again giving you 10 seconds to quickly recall what we have studied. Describe the process by which the exchange of gases takes place in the plants. Okay, students? Right. Okay. So that process is called as what? That process is called as transpiration. Right. I'm writing it here. That process is called as transpiration. Very good. Now, this is the homework for you. So what you need to do is that you need to prepare a chart showing different type of simple permanent tissues, denoting their location and function. Okay. And after that, you also need to describe the function of sclerenchyma in your notebook. So that's all for today. Have a nice day, students. Thank you.